Hello, welcome again to my channel. Today this video I'm making is kind of a little update about my life. About 3 years ago I made a video called 420 Confessions, pretty much about my addiction with weed and why I quit. Well, this video is pretty much an update about that. I had many relapses after that. And right now I'm at the point where I've had a few weeks, couple weeks maybe, or a month. I haven't really been keeping track, but I'm at the point where I feel like I need to stay away from it. And this time for good. Now it feels more obvious than ever that weed has taken my life on a downward spiral. Ever since I took weed, my motivation went down. I feel like I replaced a lot of things that made me a better person with weed. Like I stopped socializing. With weed, it just kind of gives you that feeling, that euphoria, and you feel like everything's good with the world, and you forget about all your troubles for a while, and everything's hunky-dory. But then when the high comes down, you realize all your problems are still there, and that time you were maybe just sitting around consuming weed feels like a waste of time. So that's where I'm at right now. I feel like I've wasted a lot of time, even though I don't want to look back at those times as a waste, because I guess in some ways, weed did make me grow. However, I reached a point where I need to stop it to keep growing. Like it was a phase of my life that went on for a little too long. And now I'm just ready for the next phase of my life. Now, the reason why I stopped recently again, I recently moved. I lost a relationship, and looking back, I'm seeing that the weed consumption had a lot to do with it. On my last video I mentioned that sometimes I would choose weed and kind of neglect my boyfriend, and now it just seems so much more clear. Like my boyfriend really did have a good vision for us in the future. He was really looking for something long term and building a future together. And me with weed, I was just happy with the quick happiness. I was happy with just taking that hit and feeling good in that moment. I just became a really unmotivated person, and the only thing that motivated me was to do something was because, oh, I'll get to smoke weed after this, or even going out, I would just think, well, at least I'll get to smoke weed while I'm out. So I was really dependent on it again. It doesn't help that I had easy access to it. I know people that grow it, so I would just pretty much get it for free. And it just became easy to have it around. And I tried to quit many times, but this person who gave it to me, they were really good at making me think that, oh, it's gonna be fine. And I was just like, yeah, I'll take some. I'll just only smoke it once in a while. But it always became an addiction, and that's what I've learned about myself. I guess I kind of have an addictive personality, where if something feels good, I want to do it again and again and again, even after it stops feeling good and actually making things worse. I still keep doing it again and again, hoping to get back that original high that they call it. I want more structure in my life. I want to have more control of my actions. The last straw for me was that I started losing a lot of things. I lost my wallet, which had my credit card, my ID. I've done stupid things like lock my keys inside of the car, and this happened many times. I even had a AAA because of it, so I guess they have a limit on how many times they can come and open your car for free. Well, I went over that limit because I was just like, oh, I have AAA, I don't need to worry about it. And just my mind wasn't there. I was using it to escape. I didn't want to really look at myself and realize that I was kind of living an empty life without much structure, without much discipline. And I want to get that back. I guess the first step is realizing it. That's where I'm at right now. I still struggle. I have days where it's really hard to get up, where I think about the things I have to do and it makes me just want to go to sleep, even though they're not big things. Like I said, I lost a relationship because of weed, because of my addiction with weed, and because I guess I made that my priority instead of working hard and trying to build a future together. I became addicted to like short-term happiness. I became addicted to instant gratification. And I just thought in my mind that, well, as long as I have weed in my life every single day, things are gonna be okay, no matter what happens around me. Now that I look back, I realized that was a very selfish way of thinking. I realized that I was not only destroying myself, but also hurting the people around me, the closest people. You know, and looking back, it's easy to see that. But while you're on it, it's so easy to get delusional and see weed as the solution instead of the problem. So what I've been doing for a while after I stopped taking it is I'm still trying to do things things that I always gave weed credit, like right now going out on a nature walk, I would only do it if I was high, because I always thought, oh, I want to get more in touch with everything, with nature. So I thought I had to have weed to be able to experience a lot of things, like going to the movies, hanging out with friends, going to go eat. I pretty much started depending on it pretty bad. And I don't know if it made my brain slower. I guess I always was a person that didn't talk much in the first place. But while I was on weed, I felt like I was on speed sometimes. Well, it depends what kind of weed I had, but I would just talk. Sometimes a little too much, where I wouldn't let the other person talk back. And it was just me telling stories about specific situations that had happened to me, and I would find myself repeating the same stories over and over again and expecting the other person to still have the same reactions. But it was like I was stuck in a loop I couldn't get out. And that's the only way I knew how to live for a while. So after my relationship ended, I ended up moving back home with my parents, which I always thought was gonna be... When I first moved out of my house, I said to myself, I want to move out and be able to stay out. Like when I saw other people that moved out and then moved back in with their parents, I always thought, wow, something wrong must have happened. Like, I almost saw it as a failure. Well, the same thing is happening to me at this moment. And that's because I didn't have my ish together. Even though I had all the opportunities to succeed and be independent, I was just doing the bare minimum, splitting rent with my boyfriend and roommates, and stuck to that way for many years because I always felt like I needed to have time to do my recreational activities, which was smoking weed and pretty much just doing leisure activities. I became addicted to leisure, instant gratification, feeling good. Even though I noticed that this lifestyle, it's also keeping me away from my friends. I see that a lot of them work really hard and they're able to take vacations out of the country for weeks or even across the country. And because I'm living this really limited lifestyle where I only gain the bare minimum amount to survive, like to pay my bills, to eat, gas, I don't get to go on vacations with them. I see them grow and live new experiences and upgrade their lives in many ways. And I feel like I'm still in the same place I was maybe 6 years ago. I feel like after I graduated and I met my boyfriend and starting using weed. Like everything happened all at once, and I feel like I decided like that I was gonna, like that was it. I'm gonna stay in this place because it felt good. I felt like I had it all, and I had just gotten out of school, which was really crazy schedule. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of anxiety. So I felt like I never want to have that type of life again. So I just did the bare minimum. I always said, oh, since I have so much time, I'm gonna use it for go on auditions, be in a lot of shows. I'm in love with musical theater, so I always thought that was gonna be my life. But I haven't gone on well, I've gone to a couple of auditions, but not as much as I should. Eventually, I do want to move to LA and kind of live that life of auditioning, performing a lot more. And right now, my energy it's very low. I don't know if I need to become a coffee addict to have that kind of lifestyle, but I also don't know if maybe weed is what caused like my energy to die down. But I'm just at the place where I know that I need to make some changes in my life. Even though people around me that are used to me being a certain type of way, it's like they don't like to see me change. They don't want to see me grow. And I feel like it's not even about me. I feel like it's more about them, because that makes them realize that they're still living in the same life and still kind of dependent on their addictions. But if me growing means moving away from some friends and family, then so be it. I'm the kind of person that for me it's very hard to say no to things. I even did a line the other day, and I didn't see anything great about that. So I know for sure that that's not an addiction that I'm worried about. But weed was just one that really got me hooked. So I just wanted to make this video as an update. I haven't done a video like this in a while. I know I've been posting a lot more new music, and I've kind of been using that as a way to deal with this dependence. Instead of just smoking weed, I want to use my energy for other creative things. So I've been writing a lot of music, a lot more. I want to keep doing that. Oh, it got so dark. I want to keep writing music and eventually have something come from that. I don't want to just be random videos posted up. I want to build something. I want to be a part of something. I know right now I'm not at the place I want to be right now. I don't have stable relationships. I see my friends less and less, which is actually not a bad thing. because I have some friends who, even though I love hanging out with them, they love smoking and they love drinking, and I'm not about that life right now. So if me missing out on a night out with friends means me not drinking, then so be it, because it's easy to go back to that and then get stuck on that loop of being dependent on it and just looking for the next high. And I've been trying to educate myself a lot more, realizing that maybe a lot of, well, not maybe, but a lot of problems I've been through was because of me, maybe my personality, maybe I was selfish, narcissistic, and I always felt like the victim when I wasn't, because I always had all the things in life to succeed. I still do. So I just want change in my life. It's hard being around family, sadly to say, because I feel like my energy gets sucked away. I don't know how to end this video. I thought it would end on a happier note, but at least I want to tell you guys that relapsing is real, but I'm in a new place right now than I was 3 years ago when I thought I would stop. I have lost a lot more things than I did before that made me wanna take this a lot more serious. So I might lose a lot of people because they expect me to be the same way as I was, and I don't want to be known as the guy who's just high all the time. And if that's what my friends expect of me, that's not what they're gonna get. So if that means I'm gonna meet new people, I've already met some new people who I've grown close to, who have nothing to do with previous friends or anything. It's just brand new people I found on my own, and I get to be my new self with them, and there's no judgment, there's no expectations of me being the same way that I was. So it's like I have a new chance to be my authentic self, and a better version of myself, for sure. So that's it. Thank you guys for clicking and watching this video. I hope everyone's able to take control of their lives. Don't let addictions control your life. Don't let peer pressure make you do things that you don't want to do. And that's it. Always be grateful of what you have. Always strive to be better. Goodbye.